I had to leave my baby in the hospital NICU.
I struggled with infertility.
I lost my wife in childbirth.
I didn't have adequate family leave.
If we come together, we can work to improve maternal health.
It is so important to have a tribe around you.
Just understand that there are other people also going through it.
The more you share, the more empathy that you'll actually receive and the more support you'll receive.
Help every mom and baby be healthy and strong. You know your body and speak up for yourself and your baby.
Make it your priority. Take care of your mental health.
There are plenty of places that are trying to help. You'll find community support.
Protect every family through programs, research, education, and advocacy.
The March of Dimes, they gave me the hope that I needed to get through the challenges I was going through with my daughter, and also the resources to know that I wasn't alone.
Know that there are people that you've never met that are thinking about you, who have literally committed their lives to make sure that these things just don't happen.
My son was in the NICU for 93 days, but he's healthy and strong and progressing. Our story should not remain unspoken. You are not alone.
Welcome to our Mission in Action on Giving Tuesday 2021. In the next few minutes, you'll see how our fight for the health of every family is as strong as ever. We'll show you highlights of our programs that support families before, during, and after pregnancy to ensure every mom and baby is healthy and strong, and our incredible research to find innovative solutions to the crisis moms and babies face, educating families to be healthy and strong, but also training healthcare providers to fight inequities in our healthcare system. Also, how we're advocating in communities and in Congress to improve maternal and infant health. I'd like to thank HCA Healthcare, Reckitt, and Pfizer for sponsoring tonight's program. And thank you for being a part of our Mission in Action. As you're watching, please remember that your donations make all of this and so much more possible. With that, I turn it over to our host, Rob Huebel, to kick off our Mission in Action. Enjoy.
Welcome to the March of Dimes, our Mission in Action. I'm Rob Huebel, actor, comedian, writer, husband, and most importantly, father. My wife Holly and I got involved with the March of Dimes after our daughter Holden was born 3 months early in 2016. Everything worked out fine, and today she's an incredible, loving, hilarious 5-year-old who loves dancing and the movie Frozen so much that I'm pretty sure I could land the role of Elsa or Anna if they ever did a remake. I'd prefer Elsa, but I could do both. It's not important. When Holden was born, she was in the neonatal intensive care unit, also known as the NICU, for 117 days. That period was probably the hardest time my wife and I have ever been through, but the March of Dimes provided us with a network of much needed support. And now I want to ensure that they'll be able to continue helping people just like us. That's why I've become a member of the March of Dimes Celebrity Advocate Council to help raise awareness. And it's also why I'm here today. The March of Dimes helps every family, those with healthy babies, those with a baby born preterm or very sick, and those who've experienced the loss of a mom or baby. They ensure that every pregnant person and family has the support and care that they need today and hopefully for generations to come. But in order to do that, we need your help. Our partners, sponsors, and people like you are the reason that March of Dimes can continue to work to improve the health of every family. We want to help facilitate a healthy birth for every child and help every mom and family have the best birthing outcome possible. It seems so obvious, but for hundreds of thousands of families in the U.S., it's just not the case. But together, we can change that. So let's do this. I'll be here to let you know what March of Dimes is all about, introducing you to some very special people, and attempting to raise as much money as possible for this amazing charity tonight. It might be Giving Tuesday, but it could also be Giving Wednesday or Thursday. It could be National Talk Like a Pirate Day. It doesn't matter what day you're actually watching this, as long as you donate, because any amount helps. We're so happy that you're here. This is March of Dimes, our mission in action.
And it's It's really an honor to be able to have this great conversation today.
We have our mama and baby mobile unit.
To come across information like this, that was golden.
March of Dimes is my outlet.
We have some great panels for you covering everything from healthy food to mental health.
Today, I'm really honored that we have such an amazing group of panelists.
A piece of advice that I would like to give the moms out there is to use the support you have at home.
March of Dimes has been so important to me because I have hit so many touch points of people that you advocate for, from mom's health to baby's health.
Access is not just being able to reach the services that you need, but reach them in a culturally aware way. The mobile bus does exactly that.
We have our mama and baby mobile unit. It has 2 clinic rooms where our team of midwives works with folks to provide them prenatal care, STI counseling, really anything that you can think of as a women's health service.
March of Dimes NICU Family Support Team is incredibly important. Parents, mothers, fathers who are navigating the NICU experience are trying to make multiple decisions, figure out and navigate this newness in their life, and having someone to walk side by side with them, to support them, to educate them throughout the entire experience is so invaluable.
The March of Dimes provided us with great support and encouragement and compassion through our NICU stay, and we are truly grateful.
We're all here to be part of that awareness and the community that March of Dimes does offer.
As a former Olympic gymnast, what has the experience as an athlete in high pressure situations taught you about resilience?
I feel like motherhood teaches you the most, that's for sure.
If you have a trusting relationship with a provider and you know you're going to be listened to, then you have much less anxiety and fear, and that lowers the risk of poor outcomes.
Where we live, the nearest birthing hospital, let's put it that way, is 2 hours away. So it was really difficult to get ready just to go to doctor's appointments, prenatal appointments. Everything went great up until 29 weeks. My water broke, and a week later I ended up in the hospital on complete bed rest. Through that time, March of Dimes Advocate came in and helped me be comfortable in the hospital with classes and just getting to know other NICU families.
Hey babe, it's me. Just leaving you a quick voicemail. I'm hosting the March of Dimes thing, and it's going pretty great, I think. But just to be sure, will you make a pretty big donation, just so that we get the numbers up, so that they think I'm doing a great job? Thanks. Okay, love you. Bye. Oh, this is Rob. All right, one second. If everybody else is donating, I should too, and done. That felt pretty great, and it was easy to do. Your Giving Tuesday gift to the March of Dimes helps support families all across America, which a lot of people don't realize is one of the most dangerous developed nations for childbirth. There are far too many regions in this country that are maternity care deserts, areas with little to no parental care or birthing centers. Your donation helps us connect to those communities with education to improve mom and baby health, with medical professionals to improve the care they receive, and with online resources to connect families to others who understand what they're going through and can help them through some of the hardest experiences a parent can face. This year, our NICU Family Support Program is celebrating an incredible 20 years of helping more than 1 million families with their little ones. So, let's take a look at some of our amazing alumni.
I believe in Greenville, the NICU Family Support Program started in late 2001, and I was born early 2002. I remember
my mom telling me that she was on bed rest in the NICU, and March Dimes came and like gave her a tour of the NICU, kind of prepared her for what was going to be happening. And then while they were there, my family was able to get connected to other families and different resources that I don't think they'd be able to get connected to if NICU family support was not there and if March Dimes was not able to provide those. It was able to provide my family with the means of providing support for other families as well. So it really stretched beyond not just my hospital stay, but then years later into my parents being able to share my story with others.
Oh, hang on, guys. I'm just, spreading the word here online about March of Dimes, our mission in action. Pretty easy to do. It's like on every single platform right now, and the likes are rolling in. Lots of great comments. No thank you, I'm married. I mentioned that already. March of Dimes was founded more than 80 years ago with research that led to the polio vaccine. And today, it's at the forefront of research that will close the health equity gap and end preventable preterm birth and maternal and infant death. March of Dimes actually has 5 prematurity research centers, all dedicated to ending prematurity. And that's a great thing because these are some of the most brilliant minds working together to uncover new insights into pregnancy-related disorders, the developmental origins of infant health and health disparities in maternal child health. Your gift today will help fund that research, support the families who will spend time in the NICU, and help keep other babies from being born preterm. Because every family should have the chance to be as healthy and strong as possible. Now let's check out the other ways that your gift can help the March of Dimes research programs.
This research support actually helps to fund the lab for us to do really important experiments.
March of Dimes have been funding our centre here in Imperial since 2018, and their support have enabled us to really develop a strong infrastructure and to really put together the right combination of people and the right sort of level of people power. That support also carries on through to being able to employ world-leading scientists and bioinformaticians that can all together work on these questions that we're focusing on.
The research I have that is supported by March of Dimes is focusing on how we can improve current treatments to halt preterm labor to prevent preterm birth. We are taking a novel focus on this, looking more at how different drugs might work at different times of day.
What's interesting about COVID is that for a long time it was thought that pregnant women were not at risk, but we know now that they are at increased risk for problems with pregnancy.
What we're studying in this March of Dimes grant is we've brought together a transdisciplinary team to study the antibody response or the protein response that pregnant individuals make after they are infected with SARS-CoV-2. And we want to look at how those antibodies or proteins in the mom's blood may be transferred across the placenta into the baby's umbilical cord or into the breast and ultimately into breast milk to give the neonate, who is very vulnerable to respiratory infections, some amount of protection.
Understanding and protecting the newborn brain is really one of the final frontiers in maternal and child health. We've made incredible strides in improving maternal health, improving the lives of premature newborns, thanks in large part to the support of the March of Dimes.
Did you know that you could donate and spread the word about Mission in Action tonight right from your phone? I think I've mentioned that, right? Yes, I did. Now, March of Dimes' mission is to fight for the health of every mom and baby. They work to create positive change for families everywhere. Each year, nearly every one of the approximately 4 million babies born in the U.S. are screened for serious or life-threatening medical conditions. These screenings make sure that babies are able to receive treatment early if they test positive, and end up helping more than 12,000 babies every year. But there's still a lot of work to be done. One of the things March of Dimes advocates for is the Newborn Screening Saves Lives Reauthorization Act, which would ensure national newborn screening guidelines for every state. In addition, we're advocating for access to quality and affordable health care for all women, children, and families. Research and surveillance that impacts the health of moms and infants, and prevention and education. We're also demanding blanket change in memory of the 700 women who die each year from childbirth or pregnancy-related causes by calling on policymakers to prioritize our nation's moms and babies. Because the U.S. faces a maternal and infant health crisis with significant ethnic and racial disparities existing in health care. It's a serious situation that can have devastating consequences, like what happened to Charles Johnson, who tragically lost his wife, Kira, after the birth of their son.
I did the only thing I knew how to do as a husband at that point, and that's just tell her that everything is going to be okay. And that was the last time I saw my wife alive. Our son was born perfectly healthy. We were taken back to recovery. I began to notice that Kira was struggling as I began to see blood in her catheter coming from her bedside. I brought it to the attention of the doctors and the nurses. They finally took Kira back to surgery. After allowing her to bleed and suffer needlessly for more than 10 hours while myself and my family begged and pleaded for them to just take action. I began to share Kira's story publicly and advocate and work to shape policy reform and fighting to make sure that other fathers don't have to have the conversations with their sons that I've had to have with mine. Know that there are people that you've never met that are thinking about you, who have literally committed their lives to make sure that these things just don't happen.
The chair now recognizes Ms. Stewart. The March of Dimes' work is now more important than ever. Our nation is in the midst of a dire maternal and infant health crisis, which the pandemic has worsened. By improving the health of women before, during, and after pregnancy, we can improve outcomes for both mothers and for infants. But we have many public health challenges before us.
Our lawmakers need help. They need to know the facts, and they need to know things that could help.
And what does it mean to have a package of bills to address the maternal and infant health crisis? Why is that even needed?
My entire life, we've had this disparity, but we've not seen federal action to save moms' lives. And so when we think about it, these are solutions these are problems that have a solution, and it's evidence-based.
With the help of organizations like March of Dimes and so many other stakeholders, we were relentless. And that collective demand, that collective pressure, and it got to the point that people were outraged, people were writing letters, people were calling, people were demanding change, and they had no choice but to listen to us.
Mashariki Kudumu is the director of Maternal Infant Health for March of Dimes, an organization that supported the creation of the new law.
1 year after pregnancy, that they have higher rates of preterm birth, higher rates of infant mortality, and that's regardless of education, income, insurance status.
Personally, when my daughter came early, I wasn't even eligible for family medical leave. And I want to be able to give all those families the dignity that I was able to have sitting at my daughter's side in the NICU.
When you couple a voice and a mission and then a strategy, you can do anything. That's a big part of closing the health equity gap for our mothers, specifically African-American mothers.
Spent a lot of time advocating for maternal mortality this year and successfully helped get a bill completed in Colorado that will provide for the Maternal Mortality Review Board in our state.
This is why we're here today, to save more babies like Bria. There is a very real possibility
that we may not be celebrating her birthday next week, if not for the groundbreaking research funded by the March of Dimes and the National Institutes of Health.
Welcome back. This is a little song I wrote just for tonight. That's all I got. I'm still working on it. Okay, let's keep the show going. Now, if you've ever volunteered for something, raise your hand. I'm assuming a lot of hands are going up. I can't see you because this is not a window, but I'm very proud of you. Volunteering is so important, and one of my favorite things about March of Dimes is that it's a volunteer-led organization. With help from people like you, we make a bigger impact through education, research, and programs. Our volunteers increase awareness of the March of Dimes mission and help us call on policymakers to prioritize the health of our nation's moms and babies from coast to coast. Plus, I gotta be honest, they're extra cool, like just in general, very cool people. So if you wanna be a cool person, it's something to consider. Let's take a moment to see what makes our volunteers so special.
When my son Phoenix was born 10 weeks early, we spent 6 weeks in the NICU, and March of Dimes was there for us.
While the money and the fundraising has been quite successful for our family and for the March Dimes, it's because ultimately we're trying to raise money to help moms and babies, and that story has never gotten old.
You really want to improve the quality of life at birth. The March of Dimes is the horse you should hitch your wagon to, because the March of Dimes gets results.
My mom has been involved for over 25 years, and that really just sparked my interest. I've grown up around the families and kids, and I've really just developed really deep connections with a lot of the families.
I'm doing this because a lot of mothers of color are disproportionately affected by the healthcare system, and what's really important to me is really helping mothers who look like me get the proper healthcare that they need.
The council will also teach me how to bring awareness for premature births and how to better improve the health of mothers and their babies.
This program from March of Dimes called The Meals That Matter is something really, really synergistic with our mission in feeding not just our babies, but their caregivers and families.
We're here today at TriStar Centennial Women and Children's Hospital for Meals That Matter. We're with March of Dimes, and we're here to bring meals for the NICU staff and the families.
I have seen that food is more than nourishment just for your stomach. It's nourishment for your soul. The parents, the nurses, the workers who are handling these small babies. It's not only physical, it's the emotional stress that they're putting into it. And if we can nourish them through good food, then we are doing our bit. Then as a chef, I'm doing my bit.
It helps our staff feel honored. It helps our staff understand that we respect the incredible hard work they do and the daily dedication to families that makes all the difference for these families as they go home.
I'm coming to you from Fort Bragg, home of the 82nd Airborne. I wanted to share a few pregnancy health tips with you that will help you and your baby enjoy these wonderful weeks of pregnancy together.
I volunteer with the March of Dimes because I was born premature with a heart murmur. So I understand the importance of mothers receiving the early care that they need to ensure that they have a healthy pregnancy.
Our partnership with the March of Dimes is stronger than ever. We are excited about the next century of service and look forward to continuing our partnership to make an impact in the lives of mothers and babies for years to come.
We look forward to our continued relationship of over 40 years
with March of Dimes. And I just say thank you, thank you, thank you.
You can always donate to March of Dimes, whether you're donating your money, your time, or even your body. Now, stay with me here, folks. It's not what you think. March of Dimes holds an event every year called March for Babies, which is a fundraising walk that's so much more than a fundraising walk. It's a great way to connect and unite and fight for families by raising money and awareness for this great organization. Go to marchforbabies.org to find a march near you and get your marching shoes on, because we got a lot of lives to save. I want to give a shout out to our sponsors who made tonight possible. HCA Healthcare, who shares March of Dimes' commitment to the health of all moms and babies and supports March of Dimes to help reduce maternal mortality in their hospitals. Reckitt, a proud March of Dimes partner, spearheading Better Starts for All, an initiative that uses mobile health resources, community health workers, and virtual programming to help moms and babies get the care that they need. And Pfizer, an inaugural supporter of our newly launched vaccines campaign to address the safety and importance of newborn, childhood, and maternal vaccines. Thank you so much for being with us tonight. What you saw here is just a taste of the remarkable work that March of Dimes does to improve the health of pregnant people, babies, and the families that love them. And what comes next is up to you. So please help us give every parent and parent-to-be what they hope for and deserve: a healthy pregnancy, a safe delivery, a strong baby, and a happy family. And make a donation today, because together anything is possible. To all the moms, dads, sisters, brothers, babies, whether they're cute babies, cuddly babies, serious babies, or silly babies, we send you love and health, and thank you so much for watching. Good night.
Thank you for being with us today. And thanks once again to our sponsors. I hope you enjoyed seeing our mission in action. But all that is just some of what we can accomplish. Moms, babies, and the families that love them need your support. And there's so much more we can do together. Please make a donation today. It's so easy to give. Your generosity can make a difference for families now and for generations to come. Thank you.
Hey, are you looking for another way to support March of Dimes' important work? Well, you can show how much you and your company cares about mom and baby health at our virtual silent auction from November 30th to December the 10th. Find out more at marchofdimes.org, and thank you so much. Welcome to the March... You're giving to... No, that was not good. We're getting some feedback that people don't know who I am, so I'll just read you some credits. Transparent, Children's Hospital, Big Mouth, Medical Police, The Goldbergs, yes, I was on that show. The Office, yes. The Descendants with George Clooney, I played his best friend, no big deal. Your Giving Tuesday gift to the March of Dimes helps support families across America, which a lot of people don't realize that I screwed up. Rob Huebel, auditioning for Frozen. Let it go, let it go. It's hard to do when I don't have playback. Let it go, let it go. We'll figure it out. Wait for this plane. Okay, you know what? I've decided that I'm not gonna do anything further until everyone donates. So I'll just wait, and we can wait it out. No, I should keep going. Wow, getting a lot of cool feedback so far tonight. A lot of cool questions too. Hey Rob, when did your hair go gray? I'll fumble through it and then I'll get it on the next one. Oh, I messed it up, sorry. Here's a tip for the new dads out there. You know, they make a lot of diaper ointment in the same shaped tubes as toothpaste, and in the dark, that can become very confusing. Take it from me, don't brush your teeth with diaper ointment.